size, his athleticism, his IQ, his tenacity. I mean, I don't think there's anything on the floor that he can't do.
Here's Jordan. The kick out to Porter. Back to Jordan. Takes the three. Bronx grabs the miss.
And they had some botched coverage that turned
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
First
Now,
personal
some have
foul.
argued that Wembanyama
First
deserved
team foul.
Defensive Player of the Year consideration in his rookie year.
Kevin, I can see where they're coming from. His team went from a
Two
bottom
shots.
5 defense to a top 5 defense when he was on the floor. His impact is amazing. A generational talent for Wembanyama. The sky is the limit, and the
Kansas
reality.
City team ball.
Bronx making a switch
Now
here.
into the lineup for Bronx. Number 23,
Here's Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Scoreless thus far. Wing shot on the way. And it's Ingram missing.
And I love the way he uses his size there to make sure he gets that ball.
Here's Wembanyama. Here's Jordan. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead.
Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling, and he still misses. Boy, he wishes he had that one back.
And not just a scorer, but a distributor as well. Porter's court awareness is really impressive.
Jordan.
Count it.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've got here in the first half.
And the dunk by Bull.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Now here is Aldridge. And there's the
Charging
call
foul
on Michael Jordan.
on Michael Jordan.
That's his first foul.
First personal foul.
Oh, great defense there.
Now
Anticipated
into
the
the
play
lineup for Bronx.
and got there first.
Number
And not
21.
afraid to put his body on the line
Tim
either. Took
Duncan.
a shot for the team in that situation.
Pass to Duncan. Near the three-point line, it's Ingram.
Brandon
And another
Ingram.
basket for Kansas City.
And, you know, they'll take the points, but I'm sure Coach will prefer a higher percentage look next time.
Kicks it out to Jordan. Six on the shot clock. Screen by Duncan. They get it back. Aldridge.
Slam dunk by LaMarcus Aldridge.
And the dunk by Aldridge.
Love this intensity from Aldridge on the offensive glass. That's what he is out there to do.
Pass to Duncan.
Tim Duncan.
Banked in off the glass. Duncan's got 4 points now in the quarter.
One of the things you've got to admire and respect
This
about
is by
him is
Tim
his
Duncan.
aggressiveness at the offensive end, always in attack mode.
And three from Jordan. So
That's
that'll
the
be it
end
for
of
the
the
first
second
half.
quarter with the
Fairly
score.
even battle underway in this one. Kansas City ahead.
Kansas
They lead by
City.
3.
26.
Step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime. In that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. With the drive, Ingram outside. Over Roy. Back to Ingram. Launches it. Good on the
Brandon
triple.
Ingram. 3
Ingram's
points.
got 5 points so far.
Ingram came into the league with an elongated shooting motion. They're working to tighten that thing up, and he's making some progress.
Here's Aldridge. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Duncan outside. Pass to Bull. Back to Duncan. Uses the glass to
Tim
finish the
Duncan.
lane. Duncan's got the lead up to 8 now for Kansas City.
And, you know, Duncan is an incredible talent. He's a menace on the block. Exceptional at scoring deep inside.
Ingram wide open. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Well, Michael Porter Jr. is one of the premier shooters in the NBA.
And that size that he brings to that sweet stroke makes it hard to get to a shot. 6'10", shoots it with confidence, shoots it with great fluidity, and man, is he special. And he's worked through some injury trouble early in his career, and now he's one of the more lethal front court players in the league on the perimeter.
Now here is Aldridge. And the wide open shot from Duncan.
Duncan for three.
And a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in.
You set him up, Tim Duncan will knock him down.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here. It's going to be on Michael Jordan.
First team
And
foul.
really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but
Shooting
that's
for Kansas
exactly
City.
what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Banchero's got his first 3 points of the game.
And this is the type of go-to scorer this team wants Banchero to be. They love his confidence.
Jordan
Michael Jordan.
takes it inside, lays it up and banks it in. Jordan's got 4 points this quarter. Back to Duncan. Nice ball movement there by the Bronx. Banchero with the screen. Offensive rebound. And the foul
Kansas City
called on
foul
Michael
call.
Jordan. That's his first foul. Bronx making a switch here. And timeout is called by Eric Spoelstra. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. And that's rejected by Abdul-Jabbar. To the inside. And stolen by Jordan. Pass to Davis. Here's Duncan. And that one falls, coming off of Davis's feed. Duncan's got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Bronx. And it's Abdul-Jabbar atop the key.
Kareem
Randy gets the
Abdul-Jabbar.
bucket. Abdul-Jabbar's got his first points in this one.
Well, you got to bring more energy than this. Abdul-Jabbar is not going to be thrown off much by a little contact.
Here's Edwards. Davis with it. Now guarded by DeRozan. Edwards can't hit.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the three ball
Kareem
as he is, you
Abdul-Jabbar.
need a defender who's equally good at guarding against him.
And Davis throws it down.
High above the rim. Not many guys have that kind of length and verticality. I mean, Davis, one of the very few.
That shot, no good. The Bronx trails by 5. Here's Jordan. Out to the right wing. Duncan outside. That three off the mark. And stolen by Jordan. For three, Edwards. And we've watched three so far in this one.
With the score,
Kansas City leads by 5.
34.
And we're coming
Kansas
right back
City,
after this break to get the
39.
fourth quarter underway. Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for the Bronx. It's a 5-point game. Outside for Jordan. From out on the wing, he knocks it down.
Jordan getting quickly into the shot. No hesitation. Supreme confidence shooting off the pass.
Oh,
Ben Simmons.
Goodness, Ben Simmons, unreal.
here's Banchero. Good, and it's Jordan picking up the assist.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
You know, they want the ball in his hands here because they trust him to hit all the big shots.
No good from Duncan. Kansas City leading by 3. And Abdul-Jabbar gets it to go.
Nobody does it better than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the paint. Magical, length, size, touch, unguardable inside.
Banchero grabs the board. George with the steal. And Kansas City pushing it up now. Another miss by Abdul-Jabbar. Davis surveying the floor. Here's Edwards. Kicks it out to Banchero. It's good from long range. Banchero's got 5 points in the quarter.
And he just seems to always deliver in the clutch, and he's got it going right now. That's who they want to take the big shot.
Assist George continuing to become a better passer. That's one area that's clearly improved over his career.
Here's Jordan. Outside Edwards. Pass to Davis. Shot clock at 6. Kicks it out to Jordan.
2 minutes.
Fires top of the key. It's rebounded by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kansas City leading by 4. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. That might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Up that bucket in no time at all.
And the more experience Edwards gets, the better he'll become, especially when he's stepping up and hitting the big shots.
Outside for Simmons. Rebounded by Victor Wembanyama. And that's going to go on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
First team foul.
That is his first foul of the game.
In for Bronx.
The Bronx trails by 5.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Down low. Out to Edwards. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And Gilgeous-Alexander throws it down.
Edwards with the assist.
Oh, how about the slam there from Gilgeous-Alexander? He loves getting that type of positioning down low.
The kick out to Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem
Solid as a rock from 20 feet away. Abdul-Jabbar's got 10 points in just the second half. Oh, and here we go with Simmons. Nobody
Ben
back.
Simmons.
Hey, it's one thing to have the physical attributes, the length, the athleticism to play good defense, but the other part of it is the instincts. And George thinks and feels things defensively as well as anybody in the league, and really excellent instincts at that end of the floor.
From deep three-point land. Good. And now they trail by just 4.
And what a shot from Gilgeous-Alexander. This guy isn't afraid of the moment. Wow.
Gilgeous-Alexander with the steal. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
And I think we'll see them burn the clock a bit here.
Yeah, smart move.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Second personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for Kansas City.
Right on the first, and that
Paul George.
by 2.
2 shots.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 3-point game.
Yeah, how about the nerves there? Those free throws put them in a very good position. 3 points clear.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to George. In the corner, it's Kessler. And So Kansas City takes
That's
the
the
win.
end of the game.
This win, such a tremendous
A
emotional
big
boost for
thank
him.
you to all you fans who made it out tonight. Your support is what makes this possible. Please drive home safe.
Simply deflate